So this is PreCalculus 12, Chapter 1. Write an equation in standard form for a quartic function with zeros -2 and 4 of multiplicity 1 and a 0, -1 of multiplicity 2. So what we first need to do is write out the zeros. You can do this by reading the numbers, the zeros in the question, and a trick to doing this is to just put the opposite sign of the numbers given. For example, in this question, you can do x plus 2 onto x minus 4 and x plus 1. And I figured this out by stating and seeing what my zeros are. So here it says zeros of -2, so I change that to a +2, and we have another 0 over here of 4. Change that to -4, and a 0 here of -1, which I changed to +1. And now we can look at our multiplicity and see that -2 and 4, the zeros of -2 and 4, have a multiplicity of 1. So multiplicity is the number on the outside. So you could put a 1 here and a 1 here, but it's not completely necessary. However, for the last one, for a 0 of -1, the multiplicity is 2. So we put a 2 on the outside. Okay, for the next step, you have to write it out. So write the multiplicities out. We already know that the x plus 1 has a multiplicity of 1, so that doesn't change. So x plus 2 and x minus 4. These already are in their form for multiplicity, so we don't have to change that. However, for the next one, for x plus 1, we see as a multiplicity of 2. And we write that out 2 times, because x plus 1 to the power, having exponent of 2 on the outside means that you have to write it out twice. Now, what I do is that you have to FOIL it out. A trick that I like to use is to separate them into 2 over here and FOIL them separately, then collect like terms. So x multiplied by x is x squared, and x multiplied by -4 is -4x. 2 multiplied by x is +2x, and 2 multiplied by -4 is -8. And we're just going to put this in brackets for now. Then we carry on to our second part of the equation. And x multiplied by x, again, it's x squared. And x multiplied by 1 is just x. And 1 multiplied by x is an x. And 1 multiplied by 1 is simply 1. Okay, now you collect like terms. So you see if anything is similar. and you add or subtract that depending on what it is. In this case, we don't have another x squared, so we keep that. We have negative 4x plus 2x, which is where we collect like terms. And when we add those, we see that negative 4x plus 2x equals negative 2x. And we're left with negative 8 in this part. In this section, we see that x squared, and we have 2x for the x's. There is a 1 in front of them, so 1 plus 1 is 2, and 1 is there. And now you do FOIL again on a bigger scale. So you're foiling these two. Equations together. So you would do x squared multiply by x squared, which is x to the power of 4. To the power of 4. And then again, x squared multiply by 2x, x squared multiply by 1. Then you do the same for negative 2x and negative 8. So negative 2x multiply by x squared, negative 2x multiply by positive 2x, negative 2x multiply by 1. Same goes for negative 8. Negative 8 multiplied by by positive x squared, negative 8 multiplied by 2x, and negative 8 multiplied by 8x. By going through all that, you figure out that it is x to the 4th plus 2x to the 3rd plus x squared minus 2x to the 3rd minus 4x squared minus 2x minus 8x squared minus 16x minus 8. Now you need to collect like terms again, and this will be the final step. So as I said, in collecting like terms, you see what terms match. For example, in this one, x squared, x to the 4th, is the only one there. So we just bring that down, x to the 4th. However, we see that 2x cubed, and there's another one with x cubed, and that's negative 2x cubed. So 2x cubed minus 2x cubed is 0. So these two cancel out each other, and then x squared minus 4x squared minus 8x squared gives you negative 11x squared. Then you go to negative 18x minus 8. That would be your final answer. Thanks, and that is for Pre-Calculus 12, Lesson 1.